British colonies of Nova Scotia, New Brunswick, and Canada were united as the Dominion of Canada. And the province of Canada was separated into Quebec and Ontario.
So that's a pretty cool crest. Yeah,
it's a racist and pedophilic.
Wait,
crest,
okay,
yes.
so hang on.
So
okay.
why is that?
How's it racist?
Well, there's a unicorn.
I can see the pedophilia. It's got the unicorn's like merry-go-roundish, childish. Where's
look
the
at
racism?
Look at the end of the lion's tail. That's racist.
You are.
There it is.
Hell yeah, boss.
Oh, hey!
Oh yeah!
Good morning and welcome to episode 909 of Hard Factor. It is Tuesday, March 29th, 2022. Thank you for cheating on the news with us. Today, I've got a cup of coffee full of tall dudes seeing red. And then after that,
it's a riddle.
Yeah, a little bit, okay. But you might be able to put it together. And then after that, Mark's got a little more seeing red. He's upset that we haven't learned anything about tree-dwelling humans.
Have we learned nothing about researching and talking about tree-dwelling humans?
Apparently not.
That's my question to you.
Oh, so we'll learn if we have.
No, we haven't. The answer is we haven't.
Right.
Yeah, I mean,
sounds
the
like
options.
We haven't.
Yeah, we haven't.
Clear,
right?
Yeah.
Which one he's getting?
You were right.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I'm mad at people. We haven't learned anything about it. Yeah.
It sounded like a leading question. Pat's got another tantalizing technological advancement and more in the TikTok International Moment.
Moment to stay tuned. You thought hand jobs were cool, robot hand jobs? This is better.
Damn, robots are
Wow.
amazing.
Better.
What? Yeah, but better than hand jobs?
Better than the ultimate sensitive hands.
And it's not robot blowjobs.
Oh,
so,
okay.
Yeah.
Wow.
Natural progression.
It's not that.
And then Wes has an alarming PSA that affects Fat Boy Summer to close things out. So.
Yeah, it's very alarming.
Oh,
not
wow.
great. Not great, gentlemen.
Florida trip's still on, right?
Florida trip's still on. It's just going to be a little bit more dangerous.
Well, that's all right.
I mean,
We were already at a high danger level.
Yeah.
Probably just keep it.
How
just
could it get
one
more
notch higher?
dangerous? Yeah.
You'll see. It can get more dangerous.
Okay, cool.
Always can.
Jesus.
Speaking of Florida, we're going to be in Treasure Island, St. Pete, Florida, next weekend. When we're there, we're going to be releasing a Florida Man Friday and also one of the Hive Hour deep dive episodes to the podcast while we're in Florida. Speaking of the Hive Hour deep dive, the latest one is out now for patrons. Pop the clutch and up. It is about the lottery. Crazy.
Right.
Yeah.
Crazy
History of the lottery, and then like the history of the biggest winners and losers in the lottery history. Yeah. Pretty good.
And Wes is
Highs
on,
and lows.
Yeah.
Wes is on there. He's our lottery expert. So
Yeah. We had to do a lot of research. Wes just pretty much did it from memory, the show. Yeah.
he had
Oh, you
he
talking
had a
about
lot-
Philip? Yeah, that's a tough one.
he had a lot of anecdotal, like right off the cuff. Oh, yeah.
He's pretty active. Philip's pretty active in the boards.
Yeah. Keep an eye on Philip.
All right.
Yeah.
You guys ready to do the news?
Mhm.
Yeah, let's do it.
All right, let's do it.
Yeah. Cup of coffee in the big time.
Holidays, history, and trending news. But first, I wanted to say, guys, hilarious episodes on both Friday and Monday. I just caught up before
thank
we
you.
started recording.
Did you have a good time off?
Oh, it was great. It was great. I'm going to tell you that's part of the fun fact. But first up, I think Jersey has more chin strap goatees than Philly, personally. So,
Me too.
Well, we're split just like the poll because Pat and I think Philly, you and Wes think Jersey,
it's
and
about
I checked the
50-50.
poll today. It's 50-50. Yeah.
yeah, it's a great battle. We also got to get a pilot on to set us straight on aviation knowledge. And thank you guys for covering over the weekend. Our baby was sick too with teething, like yours, Pat. I'm sorry. But watching those Duke games, those 2 wins with my dad was awesome because, fun fact, he was on the Duke Student Council just for the front row basketball tickets. It came. So
Humble brag.
about
Nice.
Duke.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
I mean,
didn't
it's
he
good
play?
school.
Didn't
I mean,
he
he got to sit front row, so that's why he loves the basketball team so much.
It's good school.
Yeah.
Didn't he play multiple sports?
Why didn't you go to Duke?
I mean, I wasn't good enough to get into Duke, so
Yeah.
That's
Didn't he
what I
play
wanna
sports for Duke, like soccer and stuff? Or?
He was a football player for Duke, yeah,
Football-
and then
yeah,
transferred to William and Mary. Another fun fact: the Taliban said you need a beard now to be in government. On top of all the women
Wow.
hating, you already covered.
What are they
Could you
trying to
imagine
hide?
the shit those guys would get not having a beard though? Like, come on.
Yeah, it's a pretty macho environment.
Yeah. you had some nerve on you trying to get a high-seeking job in the Taliban without a beard, you know?
Yeah, indeed. So a little twofer there on the fun facts. March 29th holidays. Really nothing of note. Lemon chiffon cake day, smoke and mirrors day, which is like a magician celebration. Okay, I don't know.
Mhm.
March 29th in history. 1848. On March 29th, 1848, ice blockages caused rivers to run dry and reduce the flow of water to such an extent that Niagara Falls, 3160 tons of water per second flow, came to a halt.
What?
So Niagara Falls froze.
Damn, March 29th, huh?
Oh man,
Late in the season.
Late, right?
I bet at
real
least
late.
one idiot died. Right, at
Oh,
least
yeah.
one got out there at the wrong time.
Tried to
Rather than
ice skate-
unfroze, you know.
ice skate down the falls. Yeah, I don't know. That's insane. That's so much water to freeze. And then 19 years later, speaking of the cold, 1867, the British North American Act, British colonies of Nova Scotia, New Brunswick, and Canada were united as the Dominion of Canada. And the province of Canada was separated into Quebec and Ontario. So
That's a
That
pretty
is
cool
a-
crest. Yeah.
It's a
interesting.
racist and pedophilic.
Wait,
crest,
okay,
yes.
so
you
hang
think
on.
so?
Okay,
Why is that?
Race,
Wes?
how's it
Because
racist?
well, there's a unicorn.
I can
There's
see
a
the
unicorn.
pedophilia. It's got the unicorn's like merry-go-roundish, childish. Where's
Look
the
at
racism?
look at the end of the lion's tail. That's racist.
It's like the three sharp edges,
Yeah, that's very racist tail.
triple
Well,
daggers.
the unicorn
Yeah.
has the same end of the tail.
Yeah, well, they both do, don't they?
Why they both live in the night?
The symmetry.
Look at the chain around the unicorn's waist. I
Oh,
don't know about
man.
that.
The bondage unicorn is suspect, and that's the
Yeah.
Dominion of Canada.
That is us.
Gotta look harder.
Dominion
You
of
gotta
Canada deal. Sorry, Wes. My
Thank
apologies.
you, Wes.
Thank you. Thank you for keeping us honest. Moving it on to the trending news. Honorable mentions. There was a deadly snowstorm on I-81 in Pennsylvania. I hope all the listeners stayed safe. So be safe out there. Late in March, again, freezing stuff. So crazy. Keep your head on a swivel. And also, since last we talked, guys, I'm not sure if you heard about this one. So I'll just go ahead and play the video for you.
Love you. G.I. Jane 2, can't wait to see it. All right?
G.I. Jane 2. He laughed.
Yeah, I really.
That was a nice one. Okay. I'm out here. Richard.
Will Smith's walking up to Chris Rock.
Oh, wow. Wow. Will Smith just smacked the shit out of me.
Out your fucking mouth.
Wow, dude.
Yes.
It was a G.I. Jane jump.
Keep my wife's name out your fucking mouth.
I'm going to, okay?
Whoa.
Okay. That was a greatest night in the history of television.
He's not wrong.
Okay.
Wow. I mean, incredible.
My
Right?
favorite part of that whole clip comes right after that when Chris Rock says, "We're here to give out a documentary."
Yeah.
Because he's still
Yeah.
real flustered because he's supposed to say we're supposed to give out an Oscar. but
Oh,
he
right,
says,
right.
Yeah,
And
we're
he's-
here to give out a documentary.
And he kind of goes on to talk about how they're here to celebrate Will Smith a little bit because they're like giving out.
Yeah.
He's,
He won.
Yeah, well, we'll get to that later. You guys will have the option of seeing his condensed, insane speech. First, let's take it to the internet for some of the more notable reactions to the slap. I mean, for those that weren't watching the YouTube, if you couldn't tell by the clip, that was just Will Smith. I mean, if you've heard about it, he smacked the shit out of Chris Rock on stage at the Oscars.
He
for
didn't have to
saying-
walk far. He was the very front center seat.
right first, exactly
On
because he
stage high.
It
Yeah.
was his Oscars for saying his wife had looked like G.I. Jane. She has alopecia. Okay. and that takes us to the internet for what Judd Apatow had to say. He was commenting on somebody who was noting her alopecia, and Judd tweeted, "He could have killed him." That's pure, out of control rage and violence. They've heard a million jokes about them in the last 3 decades. They are not freshmen in the world of Hollywood and comedy. He lost his mind.
Calm down, Judd. He couldn't have killed. He could have killed him.
Right.
Oh, well, Judd is also a comedian. He was not. He doesn't actually mean that.
You think he was joking?
I know he was,
Okay,
but
all
that's
right.
a
Well,
great
Judd
great perspective.
He
to
did
grab.
delete that tweet.
Delete that tweet. He did delete that tweet, Patsy. He may have been serious.
I
about
know why he
everything
deleted the
told him.
tweet. I know
because
why
people didn't get it.
No, he deleted the tweet because there's two sides of an argument here, and
Right.
his side of an argument clearly, what he said clearly encompasses the one side of the argument.
Look, yeah, but no. Here's the thing: not everyone fucking
think
knew
could've
she had
killed him,
alopecia, including Chris Rock, probably. Like who?
Oh no, everybody. I mean, she's been going with
He
the,
knew.
the shaved
No, he
look for a
didn't.
while because of the alopecia. She
And
speaks
even if he
about it.
did, who cares?
I mean,
He
right?
didn't know. He came out and said he didn't know. He didn't know. Who cares? Anyways,
Yeah. Alopecia is a real thing, but so
Yeah,
is
so is-
psoriasis, eczema, a whole bunch of stuff.
I mean,
that
you think
affects
it's
your
bad
look.
for
you can't make
Jada.
fun of. You can't make fun of someone that has, losing their leg for gout. That was some of the funniest jokes when they used to make fun of
Right.
that
Yeah.
guy.
the King's
Yeah.
disease.
Yeah.
Hilarious.
You think it's bad for
Absolutely
Jada?
hilarious.
Imagine being a member of the Taliban with alopecia.
That's what I'm
Right.
saying. Can't
Look at
even
that.
Get a job.
Your beard's falling out. You
Yeah.
can't even control it. You're out of the government. All right. Next up, at intern Watts tweets, Jada is going to let Will Smith watch so hard tonight.
That's a great one. That was an awesome tweet.
Oh,
Such a good tweet.
damn. Yeah, he got roasted for the open marriage thing a lot online. Yeah.
Very good one. Yeah.
We've
insane.
seen this coming for a while with Smith. He's been losing.
We have. We've been calling it, Wes. I agree with you. Like this is if you've been listening to Hard Factor, we first got upset with him when he stole Fat Identity last Fat Boy Summer.
As a prank.
He tried to like get in on it and hijack fatness to make money off.
Yep.
Of
It
it.
was to promote
Oh.
something where he
Some
was-
fitness show.
Some fitness show, yeah.
He had already lost. He had already lost the
world's
weight.
deepest pool or something.
He had already filmed his fitness show and lost the weight when he hijacked Fat Boy Summer and pretended to be cool with being fat for 24 hours. Then he was like, "Psych!" and here's my fitness show.
Yeah. So we kind of and then we talked about the madness of the interview, the entanglement interview or whatever. So we kind of had been calling that Will Smith was gonna fly off the handle for a while, and he did. But a couple more tweets here. At X John says, "Glad Chris Rock didn't tell a joke about Alec Baldwin's wife."
That's my
Great
favorite,
point.
man.
That's so
That's
good.
Great point. Great point.
That's so good.
And then,
Both
and then the last one, verified at Will Smith on Twitter says, "Welp, I'm sorry if you're offended." And that's a guy who just has like a tech podcast. So.
Well, Will, I'm glad you used his tweet because I also went down a verified Will Smith rabbit hole last night on
there's
Twitter.
so many.
There's
There's
a
like
lot
30.
of them. Yeah.
Really?
I need a new name. I can't go by my real name.
I mean, I was looking like there are local newsmen named Will Smith who are verified. When I saw that, I was like, Will's never going to get verified. Not a chance.
No, it's too late.
When a local, because like once they've already gone to the level of local newsmen,
I'm gonna have to like formally change my name. Yeah, it's crazy.
Go by your second name. Is your middle name is your last name.
Well, okay, so
that's
alopecia,
also a famous
right?
thing.
Did people know? Did people not? That's the joke, right? Or
I
that's-
had no idea.
You did not know. No, she did do a Red Table Talk, which is her
No,
show
I had
about
no
it.
idea either.
She did do it, but
Okay,
this
but not everyone listens to Jada Pinkett Smith's Red Table Talk.
I
didn't
do.
know she had a red table talk. either.
Yeah, I don't even know what that
It's a
is.
show on Facebook Watch. It's fantastic.
Okay.
They get to the real heart of the issues going on.
Not every comedian needs to know
That's where
every
she talked
single
about-
thing. Not every comedian needs to know every single thing going on in every single person's
right,
life.
that's true.
That's
And Pat-
not their fucking job.
Pat, to
Right.
that point, isn't that also the show where she talked about like the entanglement where she banged one of
They did
Jaden's
it in the
friends?
Red Table Talk, which,
Like
by
in-
the way, highest rated Red Table Talk of the season. But
Well,
real
yeah.
quick, so Chris Rock, when Will Smith
Will
did
was on the show like
My
dying,
favorite.
he didn't want to do the show. I mean, that was a conversation when the show got greenlit.
dying on camera.
When the show got greenlit, he was like, okay, I don't have to do the show though, right? Like this isn't about me. It's just you got the show greenlit, and then of course that happened. Okay, but when he did Concussion, that was 2006-ish. Rock made the joke,
2016, right?
which is well, sure, 16. It was one of the best jokes ever. That was the Oscars so white year, and I
Yep.
guess Jada she was boycotting the Oscars, and Chris Rock says Jada Pinkett Smith boycotting the Oscars is like me boycotting Rihanna's panties. I didn't get invited.
Right, because he said because she's a TV star. This is for movie stars. How is that offensive? And then he went on to make fun of Will
That's
Smith.
not offensive at all.
It's
I'm
not.
just saying,
but
I'm
people are
saying
like
they have a history.
People online are a history of him telling funny jokes.
It's funny.
That's
He's
not
a
offensive.
comedian. It's the job.
I'm not offended, but
And then they were like, oh, then he made fun of Will Smith because he then complimented Will Smith and said Will Smith did do a good enough job to get nominated that year, but that's not fair that he wasn't nominated. But it's also not fair that he made $20 million making Wild Wild West, which was also hilarious. Shut up, Will Smith and Jada Pinkett Smith. Chris Rock's a comedian.
Yeah, it's his job, and he was hosting the Oscars. Tom Segura also going nuts about it, anti-Will Smith guy. Do you guys want to see Will's insane acceptance speech of Best Actor?
I saw it and I was texting you. It's insane.
I tried to get it.
He lost his fucking mind.
I cut out all the crying and the thank yous.
I mean,
if you want to see that
Oscar, really,
it's his third. It's his third Best Actor.
Is it?
Can't be his third
It's his
win.
third. Pursuit of Happiness. Pursuit
win.
of Happiness and Ali.
Really?
Yeah. So here, do you want to see his acceptance speech for his third Oscar? It's crazy.
Wow.
Wow, I didn't know that. Yeah, sure.
Will
Incredible.
Oh man. In this moment, I am overwhelmed by what God is calling on me to do and be in this world. I'm being called on in my life to love people and to protect
When's that
people.
start?
Denzel said to me a few minutes ago, he said, at your highest moment, be careful, that's when the devil comes for you.
He says that 10 times a day.
Look at Denzel.
Yeah, that's Denzel's catchphrase.
It's his first
like-
Oscar, Will.
Yeah, it's his first Oscar. Yeah.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
I
He's
want to be a
nominated for Ali.
vessel
Nominated for those other ones.
for love. I want to say thank you to Venus and Serena. I just spit. I hope they didn't see that on TV.
Did you see Zarina's?
That's what I want to
Yeah.
do.
Slip.
I want to be
She's
an
looking good.
ambassador of that kind
Very
of
fit person.
love and care and concern. I want to apologize to the Academy. I want to apologize to all my fellow nominees. I'm not crying for winning an award. It's not about winning an award for me. It's about being able to shine light. Art imitates life. I look like the crazy father, just like they said. I look like crazy father, just like they said about Richard
I'm
Williams.
nervous laughing.
But love will make you do crazy things. I'm taking
gotta
up too
get out of
much
that marriage.
time.
No, it's
Thank
perfect
you.
marriage.
Driving him
Hope
nuts.
the Academy invites me back. Thank you.
They're gonna. I guarantee you, he's co-hosting next year.
Every time
With Chris
Jada's
Rock.
late for anything, guess what Will thinks?
So, I want to say two things about the incident at large. I didn't get to see it because they cut it out of my telecast. But
What is
Oh, there
it,
it was.
another Jersey thing? You couldn't bet on the Peacocks. You can't watch.
a couple people texted me and they said, "Was this real?" And then when I looked at it, I was like, "Why would they be asking that?" Oh, because it was the most staged looking slap. It was two actors. It was textbook how you would stage a slap if you were doing like a theatrical move on a stage for a play.
Right.
But the number one thought I had is when Will Smith said, "Keep your name out my fucking mouth," he painted himself into a damn corner because I've seen every Will Smith movie and he's never acted that well. You know, now you know what Mad Will Smith looks like, and then you watch back Mad Will Smith in any movie he was ever in. and he never reached that place.
He clearly snapped. I mean,
And the
who's-
speech, he
who's
was
saying- who's saying he
unhinged. If it
didn't
was,
snap?
No,
if it
I'm
was-
just saying now he's got to
if-
reach that level when
well,
people get
how could
angry
you watch
Will on
those two
screen.
videos?
If it was
we just watched
staged,
and-
yes, he has to
yeah.
reach that level, and that speech would have been the best acting performance of a fake, unhinged man, better than any acting
snapped.
job any
He
human
snapped.
being has done in their life. No, he lost his mind for a while
snapped.
last night.
He
Yeah.
snapped. He snapped. Here was the Venus incident that everybody's talking about.
Or Venus,
Slip.
she was looking good.
Yeah, that dress is nice. All right, other honorable mentions. AMC and GameStop stonks are surging again this week. The short squeezers are trying to keep it up on the suits. AMC announced they're investing in gold and silver mines to rev the engines of the short squeezers. saying that there's more of that to come. Tesla is splitting its stock again soon. Also, President Joe Biden released his FY23 budget on Monday and is substantially increasing military spending. He also says he'll start taxing billionaires more next year. Meanwhile, inflation remains at lifetime highs for all of the hosts of this show.
Give him another year.
And Biden hit
Come on.
his lowest approval yet in an NBC poll, 40% after his Poland speech. Fuck up.
That's a conservative bias.
But he got
NBC,
he gained,
right?
he gained West though.
Bias at NBC. yeah.
he
got West though. He got West.
He gained
West. And so when he took questions on Monday,
Double West.
Well, it's a good pickup. West is a great pickup.
He's a huge pickup. I agree.
So when Biden took questions on Monday, that's all anybody wanted to talk about the Poland speech. And so here's a little sample of that.
Cannot remain in power. Can you help us understand? You have more foreign policy experience than any president who has ever held this office. Whether those are your personal feelings or your feelings as president, do you understand why people would believe you, as someone commanding one of the largest nuclear arsenals in the world, saying someone cannot remain in power is a statement of U.S. policy? And also, are you concerned about propaganda use of those remarks by the Russians?
No and no.
Tell me why. You have so much experience. You are the leader of this country.
Because it's ridiculous. Nobody believes we're going to take down. I was talking about taking down Putin. Nobody believes that.
Oh man, what a weird scenario that is.
Did you see? Do you have the Ducey? Did you see the Ducey stuff?
Oh yeah, where he's like, "Why would I tell you what I would do if they came?"
He got Ducey. Ducey's like so in now because he's the guy that he called like a stupid son of a bitch. He's the Fox. Ducey's the Fox News anchor that Biden got caught on a hot mic calling a stupid son of a bitch. So now he gets every question he wants. He gets carte blanche at the White House press conferences, and he's the guy that looks like he's in the frat photos, like with his nuts out. If you zoom in, he got punked a little bit by Biden.
But Biden also got kind of Will Smith to himself. He got cranky, said the quiet part out loud, which they will definitely use for propaganda as that.
But that lady needs to shut the fuck up.
He Will Smith in the Poland speech.
That lady needs. Sure. What is she doing? Okay. What
do you mean? She's asking questions.
We all want to know the answer to that question, but you got. Russia can see this too. You see what I'm saying? This is America. It's one of those scenarios where you ask that question via email just for
so
yourself.
You're saying we got to all be members of the propaganda spin zone war.
In some respects.
Okay.
You don't want to shine more light on it.
I think that's what makes us way better than Russia is you can just openly insult him for like.
All right. You guys enjoy nuclear winter.
How is Biden saying that Putin needs to be out any more damaging or ammunition for Russian propaganda than them knowing knowing that we are giving aid to Ukraine with weapons?
Yeah, but
that. I mean, they know we're against
from the president's mouth.
The Russian people don't know.
They have the clip.
The Russian people people are so brainwashed.
Putin's just allowed to now say he can. I mean, he's crazy enough that it doesn't. Really,
I think it was a tactical error. Why else would they be walking it back? And he keeps
he's not walking it back.
Well, his office tries
to,
and
that's why he picked up Wes.
That's right.
Yeah, he got Wes.
Nice pickup.
He's an early draft pick.
Two more mentions. We're running long.
I'm not voting for him, but I like the way he's handling this situation.
Two more mentions.
Well, you won't have to.
We're going to talk about the other guy next, Wes. In Florida, the Don't Say Gay bill was signed into law on Monday that prevents teachers from discussing and instructing on sexual orientation and gender identity issues with students who are third grade or younger. That was signed into law in Florida on Monday. Trump is also campaigning again out of, he's a Florida man. So that leaves us with conservatives freaking out about Biden, most of them besides Wes, and liberals freaking out about Florida men, Republicans. Basically, that's just pretty much how it goes.
Trump's out there praising Vladimir Putin is what he's doing. He's praising strongman.
Yeah, I'm still rooting for anyone else in this situation. Last mention, the Detroit Lions will be next year's Hard Knocks team. Jared Goff again. So the NFL really showing you the juicy stuff.
Can't we do Commanders? New year, man.
Well, they just did Wentz during the season.
Snyder won't allow that.
Yeah, that's true.
They did Colts once.
Trump called the Ukraine invasion a great negotiation, is what he said at one of his campaign stops. It's a great negotiation.
Wow, that is a bad quote. Up next, number one.
The cream of the crop!
Speaking of that, Ukraine, the frog of war is still so damn thick over there. Just very thick frog of war, riveting all the time. President Zelensky of Ukraine was censored by the Kremlin after doing an interview with Russian media on Sunday, where Zelensky, he did a 90-minute sit-down with Russian media, and he called for immediate negotiations to end the war and said that he's open to renouncing NATO membership ambitions for Ukraine, something I think, we've been talking about on this show, which could be an olive branch here for negotiations, and holding a vote on that if Russia stops the invasion. So
if they just stop killing them.
Right. Don't hold your breath on that last part. If Russia stops the invasion part. And so he did the 90-minute interview, and then the Kremlin was like, you can't play it in Russia. So Russian people aren't going to see that.
That's pretty huge, right?
I feel like that is huge, right? That's like 50% of what they were asking for.
Yeah, I mean, it was one of those things that, why wasn't that something discussed beforehand? It's good that they're still having peace talks, right? So that's a positive thing.
Sounds like one side is Russia even listening? You said they're not even playing it.
They just took over Mariupol and destroyed it, and now they have it.
Just speaking to us, and then Russia's just ignoring them completely.
Yeah, they are focusing southeast, but I mean they're not stopping the invasion yet. But that was the same as last week. But here's another update you guys might find interesting. Russian billionaire and former Chelsea Football Club owner Roman Abramovich. I don't know how you say that.
Yeah, close. Whatever. Abramovich.
He also reportedly lost his eyesight for several hours before he was treated in Turkey for his injuries after suspected poisoning, of him and 2 Ukrainian officials at recent peace talks in Kiev.
Putin's poisoning oligarchs that are even talking with Ukrainian people
and trying to help the peace talks. Yeah. So, red eyes, peeling skin on their hands and face, and constant painful tearing. Oh, and of course the temporary blindness for part of the day.
Russia's got to get better at poisoning. They kind of stink at it.
No, Mark, they were doing it on purpose. According to chemical investigators, they think they were targeted with low doses of
warning shot,
porphyrin, organophosphates, or bicyclic substances to warn them. And then some other people, which I guess it's a fewer that think it's possible, but some others think it could have been a small microwave attack, Havana syndrome style.
I think this guy let the wrong hooker sit on his face. That's what I think.
It was 2 Ukrainian guys too. They had different symptoms.
It was Roman, the Russian billionaire, and
farting in everyone's face.
All at the same meeting.
Say he had quite a party.
He was poisoned.
Peace talks. They're saying it looks like poison. And it's just not a good time to be an oligarch. Putin's back against the wall right now. But hopefully, peace talks in Turkey, where he was treated. So they're having peace talks in Turkey this week. I know it's confusing. They keep going back and forth with all these countries around the area. But this week they're having peace talks in Turkey. Hopefully, they lead to something. And that's today's coffee, which was brought to you by our favorite tobacco alternative on this show, Black Buffalo. I love a high quality dip as much as the next man. Pack a little lip in the shower, one of my favorite spots, or when I'm watching the Final Four this weekend, pop one in. The best, very relaxing. But these days, I like to get that dip without the guilt by using tobacco-free alternative like the Black Buffalo wintergreen pouches, which are my personal favorites. They also have long cut and nicotine-free options as well. Tons of other flavors. Blood orange is a favorite of many. Peach, right? Is dip literally made from edible green leaves and food-grade ingredients with the same flavors, texture, aroma, pack, and nicotine as traditional tobacco products. No compromise required. Born in the Midwest, raised in the South, Black Buffalo proudly manufactures their products here in the USA. Don't just take my word for Black Buffalo's quality. They were 2021's Best New Product winner at the CSP Awards and C-Store Decisions Hot New Products Award winner for 2021. Pretty damn good. I love Black Buffalo. These guys are amazing. A fantastic tobacco alternative. It's 2022. If you're still dipping traditional tobacco or those white portion things, if so, what are you doing? If so, and you're 21, it's time to get with Black Buffalo. It's everything you love about dipping, just without the actual tobacco leaf or stem. Head to blackbuffalo.com and use promo code HARDFACTOR, all one word, at checkout for 25% off your first order. That's the best offer you'll find, but you have to use our promo code HARDFACTOR for 25% off your first order. One last time, that's promo code HARDFACTOR for 25% off your first order. Warning, this product contains nicotine. Nicotine is an addictive chemical.
Nice. She's the escort. Drops her brown eye on Abramovich's face, and she's like, Vladimir Putin sends his regards.
Yeah. How easy it'd be to poison me if I was a billionaire.
Put the poison in her butt. It's in her butt.
Oh no!
Hooker
so
poisoning.
easy.
Hooker poisoning's got to be one of the most common.
So it's a very effective method.
That's terrible.
What have we learned about people who live in trees from doing this show? What? That they generally are New Yorkers, that they generally are very anxious.
Angry at the neighborhood. Yeah.
They're
Mentally
angry at the
unstable,
neighborhood.
yeah.
They might be mentally ill, unstable. They don't like police, and they might live with their mothers. Do you guys...
Great climbers.
Do you guys remember...
No, that all adds up, yeah.
You remember this guy?
Man who spent more than 2 days in a tree is now in police custody.
And tonight, the bizarre situation is raising a lot of questions and some criticism about police tactics and mental health. CBS 2's Jenna DeAngelis has more.
My name is Rudy Thomas. R-O-O-D-Y Thomas.
On the third day up in this tree on his Brookville property, Friday around 5 p.m., Rudy Thomas finally came down. The 44-year-old climbed the tree Wednesday afternoon to avoid police after his mother called 911 claiming her son was threatening her. He also allegedly assaulted his girlfriend last week.
So he had some problems. He went to the self-imposed timeout in the tree.
Yeah, he wasn't living in it. He was just hiding in it.
Yeah, for 3 days. I call that living.
He's out there a lot.
Yeah, he did this a lot, like Pat said there.
Did he ever come down throughout the 3 days, or was he peeing from the
still
branch?
Up there.
No, he was peeing from the branch.
Pooping from the branch as well?
Probably.
Wow.
And he was attacking people with a stick. That guy was up in the family tree out front of his house for 3 days and wouldn't come down. And do you remember what he did when people approached him? I kind of let it slip there. And this is probably the most important rule for dealing with tree people. It's like not feeding gremlins after midnight. You do not get within stick swiping distance of a tree person, or they will hit you with a giant stick that they've assembled from the tree they are staying in. It's like they're staying in a house of weapons.
Yeah.
And so
Stay
got all these
at a
branches.
loogie distance.
yeah, stay at a loogie and branch distance. Anyways, journalists in Manhattan have short memories, as just a few months later, they got way too close to another tree person this week. In a story that has a lot of similarities, if you ask me, and I'd like you to meet Squirrel Man. There he is. Squirrel Man is described as a homeless man, but that's only if you don't count the tree he's been living in for months as a home, and I sure as shit wouldn't say that to Squirrel Man's face. It would be more like, hey, nice home, Squirrel Man.
Thanks for having me over, bud.
Should I knock? Or he lives in Riverbank State Park in Manhattan, and some nosy reporters from the New York Post went out there to get the scoop on Squirrel Man, and they forgot the #1 rule and got too close to Tree Man's stick. To Squirrel Man's stick, and one journalist got walloped by Squirrel Man's giant stick in front of NYPD officers, and another cameraman got his camera destroyed by Squirrel Man. So, they didn't learn.
That's the breaks when you're dealing with Squirrel Man.
Why they call him Squirrel Man?
Because he dresses like a squirrel, and he lives
Squirrel Man.
I mean, or a Wookiee at a fish concert.
Yeah, exactly.
He squirtles things away.
Right.
That he steals.
He's always got his two hands right up by his mouth, like eating
What's
nuts.
Squirrel Man doing? He's trying to communicate to us.
Quick, give me that purse.
Squirrel Man's human name is Ruel Altunaga. He's a 44-year-old, and he was scheduled to get evicted from his own tree home. That's why the cops were there. It's probably because he's been flashing his penis to and shitting in front of park goers for months, and the weather's starting to get nice, so rich people in Manhattan want to go to their parks without seeing Squirrel Man's nuts, which makes sense.
Fair.
Yeah, it's fair.
Yeah, it's kind of messed up. They put a paper eviction notice. They nailed it to his tree.
They did.
Yeah.
They evicted. They noticed him.
It
on
hurts
the tree.
on two levels. It hurts for the Squirrel Man. Hurts for the tree.
It does. But they were sick of hearing things like, hey, I got some leftover nuts from winter. Want to see them? Stuff like that from a Squirrel Man as he flashes.
And you look up and
yeah.
They're Ruel nuts, or what's his name?
Ruel, yeah.
Yeah, they're Ruel nuts.
Yeah, they're Ruel's personal nuts. They're attached to him.
Special nuts.
Check out these acorns, bitch.
They're pre-salted.
And squirrel men all over the country probably have had it pretty good during COVID because like people aren't really like I've noticed recently when you go out, a lot more people out than it has been last couple years. So.
New York's recent new mayor, Eric Adams, he's been tasked with cleaning up the homeless problem, and he has been starting to do that. This is happening because there's a lot of squirrel men in New York. The guy who got hit,
and just because people hadn't
kind
been
of like Austin
about it for the last couple.
Yes, it's kind of like the Austin scenario where they let them and now they're going to kick them out. It seems like they're evicting a lot of.
I hate to say it, but the Ukraine war kind of cured COVID.
Oh, I mean, it's definitely shifted the attention. I mean, who would argue that it hasn't shifted?
Yeah, we're going to a place where it never existed in 2 weeks, Florida.
Right, that's true.
The guy who got hit in the face with the stick twice is going to be okay, but Squirrel Man also started beating the shit out of a New York Post photographer who was across the street. So there's a video of like the guy getting whapped in the face with the stick, and he's like, "Hey, officers, he's assaulting me!" And he's like, "Go arrest him!" And then they watch as Squirrel Man walks across the street and just starts beating the shit out of the photographer with a garbage bag of his own belongings, and he breaks his camera. He's like, "How do you like my stuff? Get stuffed." Get things. He's just beating him with a garbage bag. This, I believe, this garbage bag.
Swarm.
And then he got cuffed. There's the bag. He still has the bag, like that he was beating the guy with. How do you like my belongings? It was a tough day though for Squirrel Man. As you saw, he got cuffed there at the end. Not only did he get arrested for multiple assaults, but they chainsawed down his home. See, he had made a labyrinth of trees. He called them walls, and they chainsawed down the walls of his home that were around there, and then kind of like cleared out the area. And now, RIP to Squirrel Man's home.
That's not going to stop Squirrel Man.
Yeah,
no, he'll be back.
He'll have to build a new home though. It'll take him a couple
find a
days.
better one.
Might have to go underground, become Mole Man.
Mole Man.
He'll build a new nest.
Yeah, definitely.
So
it really did look like a squirrel nest built out of like tarps. It was like if he was a human squirrel that used tarps. And
hey, look, he's talking about how cool his home is to someone.
Check it out.
Imagine how bad it smelled in there.
Oh, yeah.
Man.
I don't think so. I mean, there's always
you don't think
window
Squirrel
open.
Man's nest smells bad?
You want to come into the nest?
Let's see if we can see any feces.
Come under the tarp, baby.
Yeah.
No.
It's got a candle.
Is that a ventilation hole in the top of it?
That's what I'm saying, Wes.
So you can freebase it.
There's always a breeze
maybe
coming
breathe.
through Squirrel Manor.
Stay away from tree people's stick distance, but
That's true.
Yeah.
Hey, guys, we're talking about a lot of people who have, I don't know, they're struggling on this episode mentally. You got Will Smith. You saw that. He broke. You got Squirrel Man. Broke a long time before that. Yeah. Mental health is a big thing. I'm not glad that happened last night or that Squirrel Man is Squirrel Man, but I am glad that these people are helping the conversation of mental health be part of our everyday life. And look, I've been really straightforward. I've struggled with mental health my entire life. And I don't know about you, but I have a specific day that sucks for me. And it's Monday. And it's not I have a case of the Mondays. It's what am I doing? Why am I here Monday? It's a fight. Ooh. Every Monday is just a fucking fight for me. But what's really cool is our sponsor, which is Noom. Remember we used to use them for the weight loss? They're an app. They're fantastic. They now have something called Noom Mood. And Noom Mood, you'll take a journey with them, a mental health wellness journey one step at a time. They use the same guided approach that they used with the power of shifting your mindset for weight loss, just with your mental health journey. It just takes a few minutes a day, right? So you get a team of dedicated coaches. You'll have a support system of helping you on your journey. I love this because, Monday, when I felt like absolute shit, I got on my Noom app and I chatted with my coach, which is pretty cool.
Noom is the best support.
Really interesting time to get this sponsor.
I think this is even a better approach for mental health than weight loss. Weight loss works great. Obviously, they have millions of customers. It works. But I think this approach works even better for mental health.
I also like it because talking to listeners who, when we're talking about our other sponsors who deal with mental health and therapy. Look, everyone needs to be in therapy. There's no doubt about it. But it's not just you jump right in. The number one thing is people are like, what am I doing? How does this work? Truth is you have to work on your mental health every day. And I think this is a great way to do it.
And Noom's always there for you.
Yeah, they're always there for you. It's a baby step towards therapy and getting you on your way. So what goals you working towards, right? Well, hopefully being well. Get there. It's backed by science. There's lessons based on psychological principles that teach you about your relationships, stress, anxiety, etc. Holds your hand. There's a daily curriculum. coupled with a one-on-one coach that guides you and encourages you on your journey. So I highly recommend you try Noom Mood. You're stronger than your stress. It doesn't get to control you. Equip yourself with the knowledge and skills to steer yourself toward happiness. One size does not fit all. You can navigate the program at your own pace, and you'll have the support of the coach along the way. As experts in behavior change, we know that about Noom. They've helped millions of people through their weight loss program, so now you can help them tackle stress too. And it's, pretty good. So worry less, feel happier. Sign up at Noom, NOOM.com/hard factor. Pretty easy to remember, right?
Nope. It's an update. Sorry, it's Noom.com/factor.
Excuse me.
Boom.
Easier.
Factor.
We made it easier for you. That's an efficiency hack, and you're welcome. It's Noom.com/factor. So it's NOOM.com/factor.
Noom made it easier for all of us.
Just a little bit more time you can spend focusing on your mental health.
Exactly.
So. Anyway, all right, guys, if you were the head of a robotics division, let's say, okay, of a major tech company or an automotive company, what are some of the types of robots or robotic vehicles or vessels that you might make a top priority to have your crack team working on to developing? Like, what do you think would be cool? Like there was the Segway. Remember that? I mean, that wasn't a robot, but a lot of resources went into it.
So for like transportation or like...
or could be, like the hand job robot I showed you guys last week.
Okay, like massive exoskeleton, Pacific Rim style.
That'd be sick.
So you just walk around in that thing. Yeah.
Robot that did cat litter really efficiently and clean. Cat
I was going to say dog walker.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Dog walker? Oh, that's a good one.
I like that one.
That's really efficient.
Yeah. Except
it's more shooting for the moon,
anti-robot people are going to be like cutting the leash, and then the robot isn't going to be able to talk and explain what happened, and it's going to look like the robot let the dog go.
Yeah.
It's got to have a
There
camera
will
on it.
be some robot blaming.
No, of course. So robots are going to kill so many pets in the future.
It's true.
Yeah.
I mean, it's
blame
it's
everything on the
inevitable.
robots. What was the excuse we had this past week? We're like blaming on Jergens or whatever. Blaming on the robots.
Giving you a
Must have been the
rash.
Jergens.
Right.
Yeah.
The Jergens,
been the robot.
robots,
Not herpes.
the
it's
AI. Yeah.
Anyway, well, those are all great ideas. Exoskeleton, cat litter, dog walking. Earlier this month, though, Kawasaki had a different idea. They unveiled their latest creation, and this is from their Keldeo program, which they launched back in 2015 to develop bipedal robots, essentially androids. And this innovation in the world of robotics totally makes sense, the one they just dropped. I want you guys to meet Bex. And who is Bex? Bex is the first rideable goat robot.
Surprising pick.
Where's
the
Goat robot.
Where's my Bex pick?
Not a
here?
horse.
No, it's a goat, guys. And for some reason, my photo.
I don't know how I
went-
could have missed the goat robot.
Well, my photo got mixed. Oh, here we go.
We got it.
There we go.
Where is
Bex.
it? Are you on the clean?
There it is.
No, there it is. Check it
Boom.
out.
That is a big goat. Jesus.
Wow. Why does it
Why
have
did-
to be goat shaped?
Yeah. Why don't they just call it a horse?
It was
It's
a
so
total
much
choice to go
less weird.
goat.
Or a reindeer. It looks like a reindeer.
llama.
Right. It does.
Could be
It,
Why can't?
Yeah, it does look like a reindeer.
A reindeer makes so much more sense.
it actually
Riding.
it looks like a reindeer llama mix almost.
Bunch of hate from guys without engineering degrees. Just
Well,
Well, just no one rides goats.
why
Know what
why
it
the
look, just
goat?
know what it looks like.
Also, Pat,
Yeah.
there's no goat. There's no goat on planet Earth that's that big. That
No.
can ride a human that big.
just
It's the
stupid.
size. It's not the size of a goat. It's. The
I don't
size
want to
of,
ride
like,
a goat. I
horse.
don't want to buy a goat.
It's the size of like a mule or something. Like
Unbelievable.
not
Okay, guys.
a donkey.
cool out. All right, cool
just
out.
saying, just saying.
Bex is a four-legged
A reindeer.
rideable robot goat that's modeled after an ibex, which, if you don't know, is a species of wild goat that's native to the parts of Eurasia and Africa, or on certain ranches of the great state of Texas. If you know who to ask, you
Super rare, gigantic goat.
I might not go out. Might know a guy that would even let you take the life of one for the right price if you promise to keep the game warden out of it. You know what I'm saying?
They are well. Ibex are huge.
I know
They're
that guy
big,
too.
a big goat. Yeah, you know that guy too.
I mean,
We took a life thanks to that guy.
130 pounds. 130 pounds.
That's pretty.
They're
funny.
big. They're
Did you
big.
eat the heart?
No,
no.
Do you guys want to see this mofo in action?
Oh wait, never mind. Some of them can get up to 200 to 270. That's what
They're big
Wikipedia
goats.
says.
Yeah, they're big goats.
You guys want to see
Yes,
the backs?
of course.
All right,
Could you ride one in real life? Do people ride ibexes?
No, they would kill you.
Can you ride?
I mean,
one?
yeah,
No.
they're
They
if
would
they were
toss
tamed
you.
though.
They would toss you, and then they'd gore you with their 12-inch horns.
I think
Are we here?
Mongolians ride ibexes.
Here we go, guys. This is Bex from Kawasaki.
I mean, it's a West fact. Is that Pat on? Oh, it's Pat's motorcycle commercial.
It's the wrong video. I must have taped.
5'10".
5'10". What was that about?
I must have taped over.
Why do they say your height, anyways?
Pat, you better show this to the guy you're renting the motorcycle from before you ride.
That was
Virgo
weird.
fit.
You could have been in
Okay,
the
here we go.
Taliban.
Sorry.
Oh, there it is.
Oh, there it is. It's got lights on
It
it.
plays music.
How unimpressive is this thing?
It's very unimpressive. It's like a hot tub display.
They've been working on this for 7 years.
This is double speed right here, just so you know. It's dropping to its knees.
Oh, yeah. Now it's on reels.
Roll like a motorcycle. And now
Go
it walks.
at 1 mile per hour. Go.
Like a not like the bigger than any goat that's ever existed.
That's efficient.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's very energy efficient with the lights. And the
It goes half a mile an hour.
As you saw, their motorcycles are a little quicker. Beck's features a set of wheels on its knees. So if you come across a smooth surface, Beck's will just drop to its knees, and it'll just glide on a smooth surface.
That mode was pretty cool. Knee mode looked interesting.
Yeah, I mean, if it's got maneuverability in knee mode, there's something to that.
Yeah, knee mode.
Because then you can knee mode it on the flat surface and then go upstairs and stuff on the Ibex.
Okay, this is going to go down as one of Kawasaki's biggest blunders in the history of their company.
Yes. Having said that, yes, I agree with Wes.
Well, the Ibex sunk
100%.
Guys, don't worry. You won't have to ride Beck's. In fact, you can't because Beck's has a weight limit of 220 pounds. Sorry, boys.
Yeah.
But for lesser people and children, Beck's back is open for business to ride on. Kawasaki envisions.
We've got a new weight loss goal, though, guys. We could
220.
ride 4 Ibexes at the same time.
That'd be sick, bro.
To end the competition, you got to ride a Beck's.
Gang
We
up.
all have to get below 220.
Yeah.
Yeah, guys, in addition to transporting construction material and the like, Kawasaki envisions Beck's to, I guess, carry out remote industrial site inspections. So the idea of Beck's is it can walk with you. So, like, if you're walking on, like, some crazy, weird terrain, you can just load up Beck's with a bunch of shit and it'll walk with you, or you can ride it. The top half of Beck's, fully
Until
modular.
Beck's breaks down, then you have to deal with that.
You're fucked, yeah.
Yeah, like
Boston
on a
Dynamics
mountainside.
is 100 years ahead of Kawasaki right now.
Well, they use Spot to do inspections.
Yeah, they have Big Dog, they have Spot,
They have
they've
dogs
got
on
all this
flips.
shit.
This is like a Boston Dynamics video from like 2006.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, guys, you can't ride Beck's because you're too fat, and
There weren't a lot of people in this. There weren't a lot of people watching the unveil. If you noticed, there was like 14 people.
yeah,
And they all probably worked.
They were in
there.
like a BattleBots arena
Yeah.
that they rented out before
The
BattleBots.
music was
filmed.
cranked so loud so it looked important.
But did you notice that Beck's he was trotting or she was trotting to the music?
Yeah.
This is important, guys.
It's
It doesn't.
impressive setting.
It doesn't have to be a goat. The top half of
Okay,
Beck's is
thank
fully
you.
modular, so
Interchangeable.
it doesn't have to look like a goat. You could modify it to look like, I don't know, say your ex-girlfriend, for example, or maybe at some point in the future you could deliver a resignation letter to the job that you hate and watch your overbearing boss's face as he sees you awkwardly saunter away, riding on the back of a robotic version of him. Wouldn't that be hilarious?
That would be funny.
Mm-hmm. It's you.
You
can
trot
tell it's
in
you.
and hand a 2 weeks notice with a version of him,
And then ride out on the Beck's.
and then he'd be like, "Wow, I've been paying you too much because you have a $50,000 Ibex."
Yeah, no word on the price or the date.
Looking
or
like
whether...
you cannot ride a wild Ibex or domesticate it.
No,
Is
I
that
don't
a challenge?
think so.
I'm just saying that's what the internet's consensus
Also, do you
is.
see the horns? Can we get a picture of the Ibex? I got a good one here. I mean, these are not to be trifled with.
It's an
Ibex.
impressive. It's an impressive animal. There's no.
And it says they can jump more than 6 feet straight up.
Oh yeah,
without
they're
a
like
running
mountain
start.
goats. They like, they can like
Straight
they
into
can,
the
like-
air, 6
Look
feet.
at the horns on that.
Impressive. There's no way that robot could jump 6 feet in the air. By the way, no chance.
No.
Anyway, that's TikTok International moment. It's the Beck's, guys. I'm riding it when it comes out.
Well, Kawasaki owes you.
Yeah. I don't know how that tape got on there. Yeah.
Glory. They look
Company
great.
man.
Their best commercial.
Nice.
Might bring my Kawasaki bag to the Florida trip.
Yeah.
You should.
There we go.
Guys, it's hard to imagine, but spring is here. Hell, summer's almost here. And the ongoing war of who has the best lawn in the neighborhood, on the street, is in full swing, at least here in Texas. But these idiots in my neighborhood have no idea I have a secret weapon, a ringer, if you will. And that ringer is Sunday. And Sunday is going to help me have the best looking lawn on my street. So take that, Kevin, with your little "don't pee on my lawn" little dog signs, you weirdo.
Yeah, that is
worried about
that is until your neighbor who stole your sweatshirt steals the Sunday idea, orders a kit, and absolutely destroys you.
Yeah,
he is going to do it better than you.
He's going to do it better than you.
Yeah, he will. Worried about all the chemicals you're using to keep your yard it's looking its best? Well, traditional lawn care lays down 90 million pounds of pesticides each year, and Sunday is different. They're on a mission to change how people care for their yards. And, it keeps your pets safe, keeps your kids safe. None of that crap in your lawn that you got to worry about. That's the difference with Sunday. Best part of it all, Sunday does all the work for you, leaves you the green, healthy lawn. So Sunday can help you grow a beautiful lawn without the guesswork or the nasty chemicals. Their custom plans include fertilizer, everything you need to easily care for your lawn with ingredients like seaweed, iron, molasses. And all you do is visit getsunday.com, put in your address, and their lawn analysis tool does the rest. So no matter where you live, they're going to send you the exact right ingredients that it will make your lawn specifically.
My
look
kit
great.
just came in, and it's going to be, I can already tell my yard's going to be
amazing.
I kind of hope Wes's gets delivered one address over just to the guy.
He might just give it to me anyway. Just attach the ready-to-use pouch.
Here, bud, you look like you could use this.
Just give it to him. He's going to crush that, dude.
I have a big pile of wood in my yard that's still in my yard that I mowed around today because I'm too lazy to move it. Yeah.
There's probably spiders in that thing.
Oh yeah, no, that's why I'm not moving it. 15 minutes. Attach it on your hose, spray it, boom. So Sunday is offering our listeners 20% off. Full season plans start at just $129, and you get 20% off at checkout when you visit getsunday.com/factor20. That's 20% off your custom plan at getsunday.com/factor20. Great deal. Nice looking lawn all summer. You're gonna be the envy of everyone. Cuck all those other dudes in your neighborhood with Sunday. All right. Like I said, summer is upon us, gentlemen, and I have new designs that we're working on, Fat Boy Summer line, which will release very soon. And fun fact, each year on the last Saturday in April, it is National Pool Opening Day. And that is the day that they encourage everyone, pool owners across the country, to prepare their swimming pools for a summer of fun, fitness, and enjoyment. And I believe growing up in Virginia, it was Memorial Day when the pools opened usually.
Yes.
I'm gonna have to set my alarm.
Labor Day.
Scrub out the hot tub on that day.
It's a great time of the year. The pools opening, like public pools, pools in general. It's a great time of the year.
It's amazing. There was nothing better than getting that green dot on your pool pass, which meant you were allowed to come and go as you please without adult supervision.
Yeah, you can ride your bike or whatever.
Yeah,
walk
ride your bike.
The fresh pool pass as a kid was huge.
You could pass the swimming test.
The hand jobs are just going to come piling in, but it still takes a couple of years. But any day now,
Yeah.
What's that, Pat? We did take advantage of your pool pass quite a bit.
Oh yeah, we
lot 255.
It was lot 46.
Lot
baby.
46.
46.
They already stamped 46 5 times today. Lot 46. Okay, head down.
Yeah. I almost drowned trying to pass the test a few times. But after that, it was like Mark said, ride to the pool with the boys, making sure I never missed the ice cream man when he made his rounds, and swimming all summer long in my swim shirt. But for many kids and adults,
did you go with a darker color? Right? Yeah, you had to go black. Right?
This was literally me.
The white swim shirt,
white swim shirt.
But then they could see your nipples.
Body. Yeah, but you stay cooler.
Of course, they could. That's like half. It's like half seas, Pat. Seeing the nipples is like half shirtless. It's counts. Yeah.
I was a total weirdo.
Your meaty nipples.
I wasn't black. Are you kidding?
Pussy. But for many adults and kids, this summer dream of spending all day relaxing at the pool or the beach might not become a reality. So Fat Boy Summer's in trouble, guys. And that's because according to the ALA, the American Lifeguard Association, there is a major shortage of qualified lifeguards to work at public pools and beaches across the country, a shortage which may cause as many as 1/3 of the nation's public pools to close down or have very limited hours.
This is
summer.
terrible. Is it because
Why?
people got fat and nobody wants to work as a lifeguard
It's
anymore?
probably because they couldn't do the certification tests for there's a backlog, right?
Ooh.
It's COVID. It's COVID. It's the pandemic impacted staff numbers in many industries, and now the lifeguard industry is feeling the heat. The ALA director, Bernard
So
Fisher.
if your kids drown, you got to open the pools.
Right.
gotta
So
open
it's
the
all of the above. It sounds like it's just everything. They just
It's
got
everything.
rocked
Yeah.
by COVID. Lifeguards in particular.
Yep,
Oh, my
absolutely.
goodness.
So the ALA director, Bernard Fisher, told Newsweek, quote, regretfully, it's probably going to be the worst summer. We have 309,000 public pools in the U.S., but we don't have the youth in the ratio to the population. He explained that before the pandemic began, pools in the U.S. were relying heavily on foreigners with J-1 visas for their lifeguards. And because that program was temporarily
That's right,
shut
like
down.
Russians and Ukrainians and stuff Eastern,
short-term
beach
worker
towns.
They always love
beach town
beach and
workers.
pool stuff. Yeah.
Yeah.
Eastern Europeans to do
Those
that
visas
work.
brought tens of thousands of lifeguards every summer to help fill the positions, and now we don't have those motherfuckers. They're not
That's
selling
all
T-shirts.
beach towns.
They're not lifeguards. Right.
Yeah.
Yep. So
Damn.
now we're depending on the most undependable demographic possible, America's youth,
teenagers
to fill the void.
Just all teenagers in America. Yeah, it's back to the old
Spoiled
school
American
ways.
youth that
Yeah.
don't have to really earn the money because if they get
Right.
fired for letting a kid drown, they can just go work. Like they can go back to
Nah,
their parents'
man, it's
basement
pretty-
as opposed to coming from across overseas needing to make the money. Yeah,
You know
this
what it
worse.
is? Hey,
This
if
is
you're a
worse.
young guy out there right now and you're in shape and you're ready to go on one this summer, this is your time to seize the moment because they're in need of lifeguards where you're at. And
We need you.
lifeguards, I mean, it's no secret. You get laid a lot as a lifeguard.
America needs you,
So-
handsome young man.
So it's time.
And
It's
women.
time to strike while the iron is hot. Right
it's
now
also
for a lot of people.
a high-profile position. So let's say you're coming
Absolutely.
in at a 5 socially. If you're let's say you're not very well, I don't know, known. Let's say a lot of the girls
Right.
aren't talking to you,
Pool
or the
passes.
guys. Being a lifeguard will up your social game 2 points.
Vending machines.
If you want to like reinvent yourself and come out of nowhere and really piss some of the popular kids off because like, well, who's this guy? Just came out of nowhere.
There's
Nowhere.
no single lifeguards.
Whistles.
There are zero single life. You can't go a whole summer without having the opportunity to like date and hook up.
You couple that with a car, having a license.
You're literally whistling at
whistle.
people. You are the boss.
Yeah.
You are the boss of the pool.
Yeah.
You
Hey, look, if like we don't want to talk about any crimes, but let's say you're 17, 18, and you're into the older women. Maybe it works out for you. 18, 19, like of age, but maybe there's some single
Right.
moms in the neighborhood.
right. It's a tragedy, but also a gigantic opportunity.
That's right.
You got to get
That's
out
right.
there.
Yeah, you got to get out there. So Fisher went on to say, we're going to get the facilities open, but we won't have the staff to do the rotation, or we won't have the staff we'd like to see. Some of these kids haven't been in the water in 2 years. Not only do we have lifeguards shortage, but we don't have enough kids who know how to swim.
I can still do the brick test. Though. It's like they're so out of shape. And they can't.
Yeah, kids are too young. In fact, right here in Austin, Texas, the Austin, Texas Parks and Recreation Aquatic Supervisor Aaron Levine said, we are fucked. Quote, we are seeing the same thing everyone else is seeing, a shortage. We cannot and will not operate a pool without lifeguards, which is very smart, Aaron. Barton Springs, the famous swimming spot, cut operations to just 2 days a week because they don't have enough lifeguards. Yeah. He told the local news that in 2018, there were
Barton
850
Springs, 2
lifeguards.
days.
Last year, there were 550, 100 short from what they really need. This year, even lower. And it's the beaches, it's the pools. Everyone is having this shortage of
That's
lifeguards.
insane. So it's affecting like big spots like that.
Yeah, the California
Whoa.
coast, they were talking about it. Yeah, it's all over.
So it's not just like little small town.
Barton
okay, we
Springs
don't
is
have
a huge
It's
swimming
every
pool area.
major
Yeah.
city.
Thousands of kids a week.
Too cold.
Day.
Yeah.
You don't
Anyway,
like
pools
Barton?
are taking.
You don't like it? The man. I
Barton
don't like the
Springs is
bottom.
awesome. What you got to do is you got to be on a floaty in Barton Springs
Yes,
because
'cause the
otherwise
bottom's gross.
You can never go more than like 2 feet from the surface. So you got to get your whole body just under the surface or like floating on top almost.
Plus,
'cause it is cold.
there's always like
58
a
degrees.
half dozen nude lesbians because it's
I don't mind the nude people jumping off the edge. That doesn't bother
It's
me.
a
or
nudie
whatever,
park.
like,
You're allowed
yeah.
to be nude. Yeah.
My least favorite part is the loud ass kids that are outside, but just next to the pool that didn't pay to get in, but they're at the
covered in a melted bomb pop.
dog park,
Yeah.
Mhm.
Also,
Austin.
lots of kids jumping
Yeah.
in from the side too.
Austin.
With the naked people. Yeah.
So what are they going to do, guys? Pools are taking dangerous and drastic measures to fill these spots. Austin is offering a $500 completion bonus for lifeguards who start June 1st and work at least 3 shifts through the summer.
Not bad.
Not bad. One pool in Nebraska lowered the required age to become a lifeguard to 15 to open up some possibilities.
7.
Yeah. And Big Brain Fisher over at the ALA says they will be targeting retired lifeguards. So old lifeguards.
And ladies too.
Bringing them back. Oh,
it
ladies.
works. Ladies too. I mean, it's already a little easier for you to work it. But women, get out there and take the stand. Take the lifeguard stand, because right now, I mean, you'll be the boss of the pool all summer long.
You're gonna have all these washed up, like hungover lifeguards, like this guy who's just sleeping on the job. This kid who's just sleeping on the job. Listen, I guarantee you that you're gonna have 25-year-old lifeguards, 15-year-olds working the same thing.
Oh no!
And the lifeguard scandals are gonna flow like wine in the Napa Valley this
like
summer.
a restaurant. Yeah.
It's not gonna be good.
Yeah.
I'm talking about. Yeah.
Look, I'm
hear what you're
still
saying.
being positive about it. I want this to be like a bench warmers finally get a chance to shine situation. You know, people who are waiting in the ranks because they couldn't cut it when it was a full house.
There's a bunch of fit, socially awkward nerds, boys and girls out there between the ages of 15 and 20 that need to step up,
get in there,
get a little bit more social, and let everyone have a fun time at the pools.
Just do it.
Yep. You used to be able to not get a lifeguard job on the coast of California,
No
like
way.
Baywatch. It was like getting like a bartending job.
That's because of
No
the show
way.
Baywatch.
Yeah.
When's that been? It's been off the air for
Right.
15 years.
No, everybody's gained like 50 pounds during.
Now they
COVID,
need
so
you.
It's just like
They need to reboot Baywatch.
Yeah,
They do. You got to bring back Baywatch. A lot of other things need to happen, but Baywatch is probably a great start.
It's probably too many doctors with all the friggin' doctor shit.
Well, they had the Zac Efron one.
I don't even think it was a bay though. It was the ocean, right?
What?
Baywatch?
Ocean? Oh, yeah, they were at a beach. Yeah.
Yeah.
Baywatch is at a beach. But I mean, but Baywatch rolls better than like Ocean Watch.
Well, but there's bays on the edge of the ocean.
Yeah.
Lifeguard.
It's the other side.
I mean, there's a bay. There's bays like all over the place.
I mean, they could have called it whatever the fuck they wanted to, you know.
It wasn't about that. You know what
Quite
I
a
mean?
cast.
Pam Anderson.
Yeah.
It was,
It's like looking up Yasmin Blee's skirt, you know what I mean?
it was deeper than just the bay
Yeah.
and the watch.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Bay crotch.
That's that.
Bay crotch.
Bay crotch.
That's like code for crabs.
I'm just saying, I've never utilized the services of a lifeguard. They're necessary in some respects, but could we do with half of them?
They have to be there for the places to be
At
open
the
for
ocean, I
most
think
part.
you can.
Liability.
Yeah.
But not at public pools. You can't have some kid dying at a public pool because there was 0 lifeguards at the beach.
I would say
you think-
that these are what's the term? Like the workers that are necessary, the important workers. We need to add lifeguards to the list. They need to be on the list because this is without pools, without beaches, America is not America. That's
right.
just
100%.
that's just a fact. Like
And those other pools that are open when the other ones are closed are just going to be packed to the gills. because
Right.
the
You
other-
gotta
that
have-
one's closed.
you gotta
that's unsafe.
you got to have beach and pool flowage. You need enough space in all the beaches and pools all summer long.
Are you telling me all the poor
North
kids
America.
are going to be out at the beach when we're there
That's
now?
what I'm
Because
telling you.
Yeah, that's what I thought you were saying.
That's what I'm telling
Great.
you. Yep.
Great.
But hey, let's spin the wheel and forget about all our problems because we're going to be in Florida. Here we go.
All right.
Cup of coffee in the big time. Back to back.
Whoa.
Back to backs.
Back to
goodness.
backs.
The wheel's punishing Will.
Tomorrow will be faster. I promise. I
No,
didn't
it was
expect to
good.
have
I
Will
like-
Smith
yeah.
and
Will Smith has issued an apology.
Oh,
Yeah.
he has. What did he say?
What's going to be fine? He just has to lay low for a while.
He said, "I'm sorry, I'm a work in progress." Also, it's rumored that the Academy might take his award away, so that's probably why it came.
Oh well, I
No
mean,
way.
They
That's
shouldn't
stupid.
do that.
they shouldn't do that. Look, those were just a couple of tall dudes who saw red. You know, both
I-
of them are paying
I
for
agree.
it in whatever way. Just it's over now.
I
Just
honestly
move
think
on.
the best path forward is a little bit of time. Will Smith can do an apology or whatever, and then eventually I think Chris Rock and Will Smith should co-host the Academy Awards next year. Not joking. They should just bury the hatchet. It'll be awesome.
Yeah. They'll do something together for sure.
Yeah.
I don't think that they could get that.
Well, they did something together.
That would be cool.
When Chris Rock guest starred on Fresh Prince of Bel-Air.
Yeah,
Well, that was a long time ago.
That was a long time.
All right. We'll see you tomorrow. We love you. Have a great fucking day.